There's no overhead branches. There's nothing in here that would keep something from landing here if it wanted to. Yeah, I said landing. I had a dream about this area a few years ago.
Yeah, and I tell you what, this dream was as real to me as if it was real life. I knew exactly where this spot was. I've only walked through there once in my lifetime and didn't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just passed through. But all of a sudden I'm thinking about this spot, and in this dream, there is essentially, it's like a landing zone. And it includes a copper antenna and a launch pad, a big white metal cement type launch pad. And it's out here in this forest right here you're seeing. But I'm not seeing it. And I tell you what, I've theorized that cryptids and maybe aliens, and they don't see the forest in the 3D type of way we do. They see it in other ways. But there are factors, there are characteristics of a forest that might tell us something is actually there. And in this case, I came across a pile of structures all within a small radius, like these two bent branches and an X with the pointers, this Y branch hanging here in the tree, a couple leaners off to the side. And these are all just in a small little circle, and they mean something when there's so many of them so close. And when I got in there, all of a sudden the ravens were going crazy. Everything just started happening. There was all kinds of noise when I was in that little radius. A couple leaners right here up against a tree. It could be natural. I'm not one to say that natural things can't happen, but when you find that many branch structures in that smaller area, you're on to something. And I believe truly that I came out to this spot based on a whim and a hunch, and I found this spot, and it meant something. These manipulated bends in the branches, these two floaters left and right, I'm going to mark them, and of course the hanging branches. I got two hanging branches. A lot of times they are in two together like that. I had them just up the road a ways. And here's another. This is a single hanging branch.
Branches are going to land in trees. There has to be some type of sequence of events, sequence of structures that guide you to a spot. Maybe just an intuition that you have about it. I'm running across a handful of these little clearings. Now here's the other one. I just found it. It looks on the map like just a square. Look at how clear. There's no overhead branches. There's nothing in here that would keep something from landing here if it wanted to.
And it's interesting in my notes that I have two clearings. One's kind of round, one's somewhat square. And they're within close proximity to one another. And I'll tell you what, they could be natural little swamps. I don't know. But look at the opening up there. I mean, there's tons. I've been in other clearings like this, and there's still branches hanging over. There's still some brush growing. Not in these two. They're clean, very clean spots. Would they be a spot for an antenna and a landing zone of sort? Maybe. Maybe not.
I just heard a vocalization. Right back in the area I came from. I just took a bunch of photos by this location where there's a whole pile of interesting branch structures. While I was there, all of a sudden the ravens started getting all crazy. They took off. 2 jets flew over. And now that I walk past it, I mean, I can see it. Basically, that area is just straight out there. That's enough to keep me curious and to keep me looking around here. This area is packed full of deer tracks. Just thick. Just new area here. I mean, it's not totally foreign to me. I've walked it some time ago, many years actually. The sun, I'd say it's probably about maybe going on 10 o'clock, so that's to my southeast. I was hiking looking for tracks, branch structures, and I found the branch structures. I didn't find a track yet. Boy, this area is hot for deer apparently. Well, after all this time, I've come across my tracks. This is one of the first things I looked at. I don't know. Is it something? Broke off there, broke off there. I mean, I don't see any big stumps. I just don't see the stumps. And these smaller branches, 2 of them, I bent over in an X right there, and these big heavy logs are holding them down. And this is about where I started. So I'm heading back down the hill, back down that way, back to the road. You know, we saw some things, experienced a few things. Have we solved any great puzzles? No, probably not. Probably not. But it's time in the woods you spend scouting, researching. It's all part of it. It's not the sighting always. Though, yeah, sighting is exciting, but it's understanding the patterns. And I've learned a lot about patterns today. I've kept track of where these locations are. I'm going to scout them out on maps. I found those couple clearings. And how does that all fit together? Well, you start figuring it out after a while, what that all means. Some other areas not far from here, there's a lot of branch structures there too. And, you know, maybe eventually I'll have places marked all over the Chippewa National Forest. Maybe it'll all sudden make sense one day. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and follow these tracks back to the road. Since they're here, why not? And call it a day.